share him. He'd seen it happen many times before. Sure, the females were often happy at first, because it meant that they held the position of beta female in the pack. But once they realized the sacrifices that came with it, the ultimatum soon came. Your job or me. It was the same one that his mother had given to his father. And when his father had chosen his job, well, life became pretty shitty. If Dante's mate gave him that ultimatum, he could never make the same choice his father had made. He would have to give up his position as beta. He wasn't ready to do that yet.
"You know, there's nothing wrong with a complicated woman," said Marcus, topping his plate with more food. It was amazing that he was in such good shape when all he ever seemed to do was eat. Dante took a gulp of coffee. "Personally, I prefer females who, like me, are uncomplicated." Rhett snorted. "Someone like that would bore the hell out of you, and you know it. Just as you know that you're not so uncomplicated at all. You might be easygoing and laid back, but underneath all that, you're deep, complex." "That's Ryan you're describing," Dante gestured to the frowning wolf beside him, the only enforcer who wasn't joining in on the whole "let's irritate Dante today" thing. Ryan, a man of very few words, merely grunted before returning his attention to the food in front of him. "Ryan's certainly complex," allowed Rhett. "So are Trey and all the enforcers. It's part of why you all became friends in the first place. Like calls to like. But we're not talking about any of the others. We're talking about you. Since you took up the mantle of beta when you were an adolescent, you've put yourself second to everything else. The pack, our alpha, your responsibilities. You're a workaholic of the worst kind. You need to find that work-play balance. You need to be as protective of yourself as you are of anyone else." Dante really wanted to punch Rhett. The guy was genuine, loyal, and he would give any of his packmates the shirt off his back. But he would also analyze their every move, take them apart, and find out what made them tick. It was the way his geeky, analytical mind operated. Annoyingly, he couldn't just allow people to have their problems. No, he wanted to fix everyone. It was why Taryn called him a psychological mechanic. But Dante didn't need fixing. He was dedicated to his job, but he was not addicted to it. "Easy there, Dr. Freud. Are you also going to tell me I secretly wanted to have sex with my mom when I was growing up?" Rhett started to say something else, but Grace shot him a sharp look. He sighed. "Fine, shut down. It's only because you know I'm right. Now can we get back to the original subject? Why would Glory falsely claim I'm her mate? She has to know that it's not going to make me mate with her." "Maybe her pride stung because she'd expected to be more than a one-night stand, and she wants to cause trouble to get back at you," suggested Tao, the head enforcer. "But I told her before I even touched her that I didn't want anything more than that," Dante sighed. "Why would she expect more?" "Some people won't accept what they don't want to hear or see." Rhett's expression was genuinely sympathetic. "Yeah," agreed Dominic. "She'll probably be happy once her brothers are done with you." "See? Agent of Satan." It wouldn't be the first time a gang of brothers had targeted Dante. At least this time, they weren't his own. "They're all big fuckers, you know." Trick's lips twitched into a smile. "I heard they're a crazy bunch, too. And I don't mean eccentric crazy. I mean we, the jury, find crazy. If I were you, well, I'd definitely be a little nervous."
"Nervous of what?" asked Shia, as she entered the room and took a seat at the table. The red-headed female, who had been a close friend of Taryn's since childhood, had recently joined. Ordinarily, Trey didn't like adding newcomers to their relatively small pack of 16. In fact, with the exception of Taryn, it consisted of only those who had left their old one, the Bjorn pack, with Trey when he was banished. But he had accepted Shia at Taryn's request, and he had also allowed 2 members of the Bjorn pack to switch with Selma and Kirk when they left Phoenix. Trick smiled at Shia. "We're just congratulating Dante on finding his mate." Almost as if he sensed that Dante was close to strangling Trick,